It's the Disneyland with Kids podcast, bringing you travel tips, park tidbits, and the best Southern California travel deals.
Yo-ho! It's a Pirates life for us at Disneyland with Kids. We're celebrating Talk Like a Pirate Day, and this is the pirate podcast you want to be at today because we're going to talk like pirates the whole podcast. No, we're not. We're just going to tell you some of the ways you can bring pirates into your Disneyland adventure. Of course, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, but we're going to go into that and a little bit beyond that for Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'm Jessica from the happiest blog on earth.
And I'm Becca from this crazy adventure called Life.
Becca, do you celebrate Talk Like a Pirate Day at your house?
Absolutely. Or should I say, I, mate?
Yes. And honestly, I think that has come more into my circle and things that we do because of Disneyland. And more so because of a certain good neighbor hotel.
Yes. Our friends over at Howard Johnson Anaheim Hotel and Water Playground, they have Castaway Cove, which is their splash pad area and water playground for the kids. And so because of that, they celebrate Talk Like a Pirate Day every single year on September 19th, which is when that holiday is. And so it has really grown in the Disney community, especially among the creators because of that.
Yeah, and if you stay at Howard Johnson, which is one of our partners, so you can book your trip with Disneyland tickets and Howard Johnson, they do have pirate hats, like paper pirate hats for the kids at check-in, as well as balloon swords. And then, like Becca said, their whole splash pad water park area is themed after pirates. So it all ties in together. And then if you happen to be there on Talk Like a Pirate Day, I'm sure they throw little festivities into that as well.
Yes.
So book your stay at Howard Johnson. You can get discount tickets through our ticket partners. Just go to disneylandwithkids.info/book, and then you can bundle it with that hotel. We like staying in the deluxe rooms because those are the updated rooms. So those will be in buildings 1 or 2. And those are available through that exclusive link as well. But let's walk over to the parks and talk about pirates in the parks at Disneyland and California Adventure.
Definitely. Where should we stop first?
I think Pirates of the Caribbean because it's the most obvious, most iconic.
Definitely. So Pirates of the Caribbean, really fun. It wasn't even supposed to be a boat water ride to start off with. And I can't imagine a pirate ride that does not involve boats. Can you? Or pirate attraction, I should say, because it wasn't going to be a ride at all.
Yep, it was supposed to be a walkthrough, like you said, a wax museum. And now it is filled with animatronics. It is one of the longer attractions in Disneyland. It's so relaxing. It's one of those rides that I feel like if I don't get to go on, I'm like, did I even go to Disneyland? It just is one that I have to go on. It's so iconic. It was not open opening day, but it did open later on in the 60s, I believe.
Yes.
And is one of those that the soundtrack is iconic, the characters, I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise came because of this ride, not the other way around.
Exactly. Right. And I remember when Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie came out, and everyone's like, oh, it's based on a ride. How could this thing be? And it blew us all the way. Now, of course, they've done a little integration of the movie characters into the ride now. But it started as the ride and then became the movies. And you can see Jack Sparrow throughout the ride and Captain Barbossa. But I have a question for you. What other Disney characters, not from the Pirates of the Caribbean, might you see in the ride?
Well, you can see her in the ride, and sometimes you can see her at Disneyland roaming in New Orleans Square, and that's Red the pirate. She's all dressed in red, and she has red hair, and she is definitely an iconic animatronic inside the ride. Is that
Yeah.
who you were thinking of?
Nope, but that's a good
Ooh,
one.
okay. Who were you thinking of?
Okay, I don't know if you've ever paid attention to the scene where the man is being dunked in the well,
Mhm.
but if you really look really closely, the captain has a hook on his left hand. He's wearing a red trench coat,
No way.
and his first mate behind him has a blue and white striped
I have
shirt with
noticed
a
that, but
red
I did
cap
not notice the hook.
playing the flute.
That's
So,
perfect.
hopefully I can find the video I have of it, and I'll put it in here so everyone can see in that spot,
A
but
little pirate Easter egg there for
yeah.
you.
Pirates of the Caribbean is just a great ride. If you are taking there is no height requirement on it, so that's kind of nice. But at the same time, even though there's no height requirement, there are 2 drops, one which is
Mhm.
completely in the dark, and then the other one you can see, but it's still a drop. They're not huge drops, but again, it does frighten some children, so just be aware of that. Just hold them tight if they don't like drops, and then after that, it's nice and smooth sailing.
Yeah, it was my brother's favorite ride to fall asleep on as an infant. We went on that several times. So, one of the interesting things about Pirates of the Caribbean is the song for Pirates and also Haunted Mansion was written by the same person, and he had never written songs before.
Oh,
And these are
wow.
like two of the most well-known Disneyland ride songs ever, I think. I
Definitely.
have another really funny thing from d23.com. So the sculptor Blaine Gibson had a habit of people watching in search of inspiration for the appearance of the characters that he created for Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. So he would just people watch, and Disneyland is a great place to people watch. But his wife ended up getting on him about staring at people in public. And that habit eventually caught up with him because he had to change the nose on one of the pirates' faces because a fellow cast member mentioned that it really looked like a man from another Disney department. So he actually modeled some of the pirates after people that he worked with, and somebody noticed. So he had to change it up.
That's
Could you
awesome.
imagine if you're like going on that and you're like, that kind of looks like me? You know, I mean, Johnny Depp does that, but he knows he's part of it. So, other places that you can see or experience pirate things throughout the park. And then I'll share one more thing about Pirates of the Caribbean later on. But there's tons of pirate theming throughout Disneyland Resort. Becca, share one of yours favorites.
Okay. Well, one of my favorites and my kids' favorites, and they ask to do it every single time we go to Disneyland, is Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. And this is a great place to let your kids kind of roam and explore. There's paths, there's caves, there are swing bridges, there's activities that you do that will reveal hidden treasure. And somewhere on the island, there is a giant pile of hidden treasure with a Jolly Roger flag behind it. So it's a great photo op as well. My kids love that. You have to get over there by raft. It closes earlier in the evening. And especially when Phantasmic is going, which right now it is not, it's on hiatus. But it is a great area for kids to explore and enjoy, and we just love it. And there are, just so you know, over on Pirates Lair, there are 2 sets of restrooms, one at the front and one in the back in the fort. The one in the fort also has a companion restroom. The island also has a water bottle refill station and picnic tables. So one of our favorite things to do is to get some beignets and bring them over to have before our kids go off and play.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you just totally made me think of something that we haven't done in a long time. One is going over to that island, but I love that you mentioned like bringing over snacks because they don't sell food there.
No.
But that just had me thinking. So we go every summer with our extended family, and I wanted to do like something different. And I was thinking about packing in some food for lunch, and maybe we'll bring it over or get food to go, a mobile order, and bring it over to Tom Sawyer Island because we haven't done that as a family. And I love mixing up like different experiences. So that
Mhm.
might be something that we have to do. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, it's great. The other thing that I love to do, so most pirate stuff is going to be over there in New Orleans Square
Mhm.
area. This one is kind of in Frontierland, but the sailing ship Columbia
Yes.
is a great one, and we went on there a while ago. I think you did this after I talked to you about it,
Mhm.
is we went down you can go down underneath on that one, and it has the setup like a pirate ship would be, and you
It's
could
really
see how
cool.
small their quarters were, and it was a really cool experience. It does have a cannon that they actually fire off during it, obviously not with a real cannonball or anything like that, but you get to explore the ship while you're going around that. The Mark Twain, I feel, is more just relax, and they'll tell
Mhm.
you stories, but this one is they tell you the stories, but you can also explore the entire ship while you're on it.
Mhm. Yeah, when we did that, we actually waited till closer to the end to go down, but it was perfect because there was, like, no one else down there because they had already done it to go underneath,
Mhm.
and it's really cool, it's really fun. A great way to experience pirates. California Adventure Park, the only thing I could really think of would be, like, Little Mermaid, but there's not even really pirates, but there is a pirate scene in World of Color right now. Is there anything that
Yes.
I'm missing that's pirate-esque at
Um,
California
no,
Adventure?
I think that's really it.
Mhm.
Of course, there's lots of pirate fun to be had, and, it's just fun to go there and experience that little pirates thing. It doesn't have to be your whole day. I also think, though, when the Adventureland Treehouse opens, because it's going back to its roots of more the Swiss
Yes.
Family Robinson, and we know that there were pirates in that. So I think that will feel more piratey. It's kinda got a pirate ship theme on the top there that we can already see. So I
Mhm.
think that will be a great, activity that you can kinda tie into pirates as well.
Yeah, and the ultimate that is only available to a few is the Pirates of the Caribbean suite at the Disneyland Hotel, which we have been through before, and it is themed to the attraction, and then it
Mhm.
does have some touches from the movie.
Yes.
It's a two-bedroom, right? I'm trying to remember.
Two-bedroom,
1
2.5 bath with a
Mhm.
living and dining area, not a full kitchen, but it has, like, a wet bar, like a
Yeah,
real wet bar with a bar there, and
right.
and it's great,
It
it's
has the black
beautiful.
pearl
Yep,
on the table there,
mhm,
and, the primary suite is, like, the kind of focal point. It has this big canopy bed and beautiful. Both of us have pictures of that we've shared on social media. I think it's on
mhm.
my, Disneyland hotel review article if you wanna take a peek inside of that without paying the price, but, of course, if you do wanna stay there, our friends at Getaway Today can help book that suite for you. There is only one, so it is high demand.
And it is very costly,
Yeah. High
but
demand, high price, all the high things.
okay, Jessica, I can't let this episode go without telling you some pirate jokes, so
Okay,
alright,
bring it on.
Jessica, what is a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet?
R.
No, it be the C.
Ah! That's
Alright.
perfect.
There's a pirate, and a guy walks up to him. He's like, he has a wooden leg, hook for a hand, and an eye patch. He goes, "What happened to your leg?" He goes, "Croc bit me leg off." He goes, "Oh man." He goes, "What happened to your hand?" "Oh, Croc bit me hand off." And he goes, "Okay, but what happened to your eye?" He goes, "Ah, bird pooped in me eye." He goes, "What?" He goes, "First day I had me hook."
Oh my gosh. Bad day for sure for a pirate.
Definitely. Okay,
Oh,
Jessica, so
man.
I also have to remind people, like, pirates like to pillage and plunder, and I feel like we can help people pillage and plunder some savings on their Disneyland vacations because we have partnered with Getaway Today to bring our community exclusive Disneyland ticket prices. They also often offer things like extra day free or adults and kids prices. But don't just go to getawaytoday.com. Make sure you either call them at 855-GETAWAY and ask for the Disneyland with Kids exclusive pricing, or you can go to our link, disneylandwithkids.info/book, because we have negotiated an even lower price for our community so that you can save even more money on your Disneyland vacations.
Yes. And speaking of Getaway Today, the one last thing that I wanted to tell you about Pirates of the Caribbean is from an article on their website that has 12 fun facts about the Pirates of the Caribbean. And tell me if you've heard this before. So soon after opening, the Anaheim Fire Chief thought the attraction was really on fire. They, instead of taking out that one scene, if you're familiar, they created a safety measure that actually shuts down the fire effects in the ride should the fire alarm be activated. Have you ever heard that, Becca?
I had not heard that, but that's really cool.
Yeah, it
That's
does
really cool.
seem very realistic. So back when it first opened, they implemented additional safety measures, and you can read other fun facts about Pirates of the Caribbean on our partners' blog as well. And check out those savings while you're there. That's all for today's episode of the Disneyland with Kids podcast, and we'll see you real soon at Disneyland. Are you ready?
Ready, mate.
Okay.